Hey everyone, my name is Liz White and I'm the Deputy Director for One Virginia and I am the Coordinator for Presence at the Polls. And I just want to thank you for signing up to do this. A lot of you have done this before and we just are so grateful that you keep coming back to us. And some of you are new and this little video should help hopefully put your minds at ease and make this as fun and easy and painless as possible. Presence at the Polls started, this is our 6th election cycle doing this. We started out in 2015 with 35 people going out to talk to voters at their local polling places, and it has grown to the point where we have hundreds of people all across the state. We had over 500 people last November and last June in all corners of the Commonwealth, and that is just incredible. Presence at the Polls has been an invaluable opportunity for us to talk to voters who are people at the height of their civic awareness, to educate them on this issue, to tell them about One Virginia, and to get them to sign our action form, which is the new name for our petition. To avoid any confusion, there's no legal ramifications like there is with a petition with our action form. What it does, and you can tell people, it will put them in our mailing list so we can keep them posted about our activities and about any action steps that they're able to take. But it also, most importantly, automatically sends an email to their state senator, their delegate, the governor, and the lieutenant governor, letting them know that they support redistricting reform and that they think these maps should be drawn by an independent commission. And as long as they provide all of their information, their address, so that we know who their delegate and senator are, and their email so that the system can process it, that's 4 action steps that they're taking all at the same time, and we're trying to make that easy for them. Presence at the Polls is a huge chance for growth for us. The last 2 times we've done this, we have gained over 10,000 new supporters statewide each time. So I can't overemphasize how important this project is and how grateful we are to have you be a part of it. It's pretty straightforward on the day of. Wear appropriate weather-proof clothes. I know in November we had a lot of cold and rain. Every other time we've done this, we've had sunshine and beautiful weather. So fingers crossed on May 1st and June 12th that we will have beautiful days. But plan accordingly. And let me know if you have concerns, if the weather is looking rough. We'll help you in any way we can. Make sure that you are not wearing any kind of partisan clothing during your shift, even if you are doing another shift later in the day or earlier in the day for a candidate or a campaign. Make sure you don't show up in your partisan t-shirt or your hat. Just make sure that you, as a One Virginia representative, you are nonpartisan, because we are a vehemently nonpartisan organization, and that's the only way that we're going to get a solution to this problem. You will be given either a sticker or a button or both. You might have a One Virginia t-shirt, but something that identifies you as a representative of the organization, give you a little authority to speak on the subject. You will have those. You will also have a clipboard, pen, several copies of the action form for people to sign. We've got other handouts. If you want more information for voters, we can give you more information. And you'll also get the rack cards, which are about the postcard-sized handouts. One side has the 2 different maps, one drawn by Democrats, one drawn by Republicans, which are a great visual to demonstrate that this is a problem on both sides. In case you talk to someone who says, oh, well, the other side did it. They're right. They're right. Both sides did it. So you'll have tons of those to hand out, and the back of them has our website, and will help guide them to our website to learn more and to sign the action form if they didn't already at the polls. If they've signed up and they seem pretty good to go, you don't have to send them home with literature. You are welcome to. You'll have plenty. But if they're hesitant, the postcard is a good way to kind of have them defer that action step, but maybe still take it. We are also going to encourage them to volunteer. There's a place on the form where they can check whether they'd like to volunteer in the future, and then those names will either be kept by or forwarded to local leaders who can help build our supporter base in regions around the state. If you'd like to bring a table, chairs, you'll have a yard sign and a stand. If you are the first shift of the day, you'll be responsible for setting that up. And if you're the last shift of the day, you'll be responsible for taking it down. But if you're somewhere in the middle, you don't have to worry about having a sign. We'll, again, make it as hopefully streamlined as possible. But if you'd like to bring a table and chairs, you are welcome to. If you'd like to just bring a chair, a camp chair, actually kind of like what I'm in, I highly recommend it, especially on May 1st. Just tends to be a lower turnout day. You're going to probably have a little more downtime. If you're working multiple shifts in a row, please feel free to take a break. You are not shackled to that polling place. If there's a lull and you need coffee or lunch, please go get it. Make sure that you have your my number, which I have provided in the email, is a great point of contact. But if you need someone local, there should be a point person in just about everywhere in the state that you can call and let them know what you need, and someone can hopefully answer questions or get you things that you need. So to review, and this checklist is also copied in the email, so you've got it to refer to, but you will have your info to hand out, your clipboard, your pen, your action forms, your sign, if you're the first of the day, with a stand, and whatever identifier for One Virginia you'd like, button, sticker, t-shirt, etc. Table or chairs if you want. Veterans of this who've been doing it a long time also recommend water and snacks. And a lot of them, if it looks like it's going to be a windy day, also recommend something that can act as a paperweight. So a rock or a book or something to that effect. As we get into tips for doing this, I just want to emphasize that this is not scary. This is not, you don't have to be a subject matter expert on this. There are very, very few of them. And probably people are not going to ask you super in-depth questions. If they do, if they have a lot of questions, please send them to us and please sign them up because they sound like the kind of person who really should be involved in this movement. But you, as long as you have a basic knowledge of it, and as long as you can speak to why you care about this issue, I think that goes a long way. When you're thinking about how to talk to people about this, think how someone spoke to you about this and why it made you mad and why it got you mobilized. And then that will be authentic and moving to the people you speak to. There are a couple, this document is also copied in this email, the tips and suggestions. We give you a couple opening lines. I mean, things like, may I talk to you about something nonpartisan? Can I talk to you about gerrymandering? A lot of people don't know what gerrymandering is, but a lot of people do, and a lot more people know what that means than a few years ago. It's in the news a lot. They hear about these court cases. They hear about the gridlock in the General Assembly and in Congress, and they know that this is some of the reason. So people may respond to that word, plus you're going to have that big sign that is behind me, there you go, that says you've been gerrymandered. So already they've seen the word. You can kind of usually tell who that resonates with, and that's your mark. That's who you want to speak to. And you can start out, do you know how Virginia legislators draw the maps now? Do you know that legislators are picking their voters? Anything that you think would catch your attention probably will work on other people, especially in your own voice. So if someone does stop to talk to you, you can give them as high-level, broad brush information as you want. You can get into the weeds if they seem interested. As much as you're comfortable doing is great. But you can just tell them that the way it's done now is it creates gridlock and creates lack of competition, and there are lots of ways to do it better. One Virginia has several ideas, but it'd be pretty hard to do it worse. You can refer them to our website or to our staff if you need more in-depth answers. As I mentioned before, if they are enthusiastic and they want to sign up right there, that's great. And if they're not crazy about the idea or they're hesitant or they need more information, send them home with that card, refer them to the website, and encourage them to learn more. When you're done with your shift, we're doing our best to make sure that we have full coverage, of course. It doesn't always happen, but hopefully there's someone coming to the shift after yours, unless you're at the end of the day. You should be able to just hand off your materials to them, and then the last person of the day just ends up with everybody's. If there's no one there, which is a very real possibility, hang on to your things. Your local leaders and I will be in contact with you afterwards to determine times and places for dropping those materials off. If you're not able to get them in anytime soon, if you could just stick the signatures either in the mail or take a picture with your phone and email them to the staff, or scan them or fax them. We actually don't have a fax machine, don't fax them. But you can get them to us any electronic means that you'd like. We'd love to get those in quickly so that we can get them inputted. Last time we got 10,000 names, it takes a while to put in, so we like to start as soon as possible. But if you can get those materials back to your local leaders as soon as possible, that's wonderful. And then they will either keep them for next time or get them back to us. If you have further questions, either about redistricting reform, about the organization, or about the actual procedure for presence at the polls, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can reach me at 804-305-8050. You can email polls, P-O-L-L-S, at onevirginia2021.org. Or my personal work email is liz.white@onevirginia2021.org. Director at onevirginia2021.org reaches all 3 staff members, so one of us will be sure to see it virtually immediately. And I will also be doing some calls for you to have the opportunity to call in and get into further discussion on any of this, and those times will be listed in the email. Again, thank you so much for doing this, and please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any concerns or questions. Thank you.